Hi friends, it is the end of the summer and we're starting to head into fall and the trees are starting to weigh down with their apples. So today, let's make some apple crisp. Now I've been doing an old-fashioned dessert series and this certainly fits in. People have been making apple crisp for decades and decades. Who knows? That's probably over 100 years. People have probably been making apple crisp. But today we're going to use three kinds of apples. I'm going to use a tart Granny Smith. I'm going to use a sweet, easy eating, this is a softer, this Golden Delicious. And then my friend, their trees are weighting down with these Honey Crisp. They're like a greenish with a little red tinge to it. That's going to be a nice sweet apple. And we're going to have a wonderful apple crisp. So go ahead and keep watching and let's get cooking, okay? So we're going to start with our apple crisp. We're going to do the filling first because we want that to chill a little bit so we will have that nice crispy crunchy topping. So I've already pre-measured some stuff out so this video isn't too long. Let me know if you're a person that likes shorter videos or longer videos. Maybe you like to see every little step. So I'm kind of testing out different things. I know you probably can't please everybody because some people do like a little bit of a longer video. They want to see all the ins and outs, and others are like, let's just get to the point. So I've been having my channel for about how long now? 2 years? 2 years? So testing out different things. So we're going to start with about 1 cup of flour, and I've already measured this out, but I have some for, oh no, you know, I put that aside. This is, I forgot. You need a little bit of flour for your filling, and we're going to cut up the apples after this because this can get good and chilled in the fridge. So we need 1 cup of flour. We're going to use a half a cup of packed brown sugar. Now I put all my brown sugar in here, so I guess I do need to. Oh, here's a 1/4 cup. Because we're going to put brown sugar in also in the filling. The thing with brown sugar, you do, most recipes want you to pack it down in there so it's right full. So that's a half a cup of that. And then we're going to need some cinnamon. We need about 1.5 teaspoons. Let's get that measuring. No, let's use our 1/4 teaspoon. It can fit in the jar easy. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's our teaspoon and 2 more. So we have a half a teaspoon. So that's a lot of cinnamon. But I like it that way at my house. So I hope everyone's had a really good summer. It's been a little bit of an unusual summer for us. We've had a lot of medical things going on with different family members. So it's been challenging. And we're going to use probably like a 1/4 of a teaspoon. And my favorite is the fresh grated nutmeg. And I'm just using my microplane here because that gives you a nice grate. Oh, that smells wonderful. So yeah, see, that's what a nutmeg looks like. And then I'm using that microplane. It has those little teeth. Works great. Smells like fall. All right, so we're going to use a little bit of salt. We're going to use, I had to write now I haven't made an apple crisp in a couple of years at least, I think. Well, I don't want to go crazy there. Put a 1/4 of a teaspoon. If you're using salted butter, omit that salt. And then we're going to put in some rolled oats. Let's get this whisked up a little bit. But I've watched a lot of videos to see how other people, you know, because sometimes you can get some really good ideas. You know, you might be making it one way yourself for years, and I know on apple crisps, I never have made the best apple. Like some of my friends, they make terrific apple crisps. And I'm like, okay, I am on a mission this season to make perfect apple crisp. So I got that all incorporated. Did I put my granulated sugar? No, I did not. I put my brown sugar. We need a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. See? Get talking. Let's mix that together. I don't know. Some people put the oats right in. I'm going to go ahead. And we need 1 cup of rolled oats. And that's something else. Some people use, oh, got a big lump of brown sugar in there. Let's get that. Some people use quick oats, but most recipes used the old-fashioned rolled oats. So I think and that makes sense to me. It'd be less mushy. And oh, you know what? We need vanilla. I'll put that in once this gets a little wet. But we're using a cup of melted butter. A lot of recipes put it in cold and then use like a pastry. So we're using a whole cup of unsalted butter. And with this, we are going to put this in the fridge after we get this mixed up. It's getting pretty wet. I don't know if I needed a whole cup. I probably needed a 1/2 cup. And I was adjusting this a little bit last night. It was late. Yeah, I don't think we're going to need all that. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's get our vanilla in there. We'll put about a teaspoon of vanilla. I think vanilla, it gives it that little extra something. Well, you know those little tabs they give you in there? Who can really pull those off? I don't know. It's like Superwoman or something, or Superman. I have to pull those off. They're hard to peel off. I don't know. Am I showing my age? I don't know. Let's use a teaspoon. Yeah, I think I might have read my directions. I was writing out last night. It wasn't quite this. So I think we only needed 1 stick. All right, let's get this in the fridge. I'll put a little plastic wrap on there, and we'll let it get good and chilled. It'll take us a while to peel those apples and get that filling. We're going to butter a pan also. So, all right, friends, let's sit down. I want to be comfortable today. I'm going to peel these. Now, you need quite a few apples because they really cook down. So, now there's different ways you can do it. You can core it and then peel it, and I'll show you my apple core. We'll see if I end up doing it. Now, this apple core really works nice on some softer apples, but I have a hard time with the harder apples like a Granny Smith. But these are the Honey Crisp. I'm going to core them. And I was saying how easy. See, even that one was a little, and I didn't quite get all the core. Some people don't want to fuss with this, and for years I didn't have that, so I just did it by hand, and I'll show you another way to do it. But let's wait to peel them so then our hands don't get all sticky. But let me show you. So on these Granny Smith. They are a harder apple, and let's just cut it in half. This is what I've done for years, like this. Well, I should have peeled this first because this will be tricky peeling it once I halved it. I run in my mouth, and oh, I need a paring knife. Yeah, run in my mouth and forgot that I needed to peel that first. But I just cut out that little bit. That's pretty quick, right? Anyway, I've pretty much done it this way for years because I didn't have an apple core. I'm trying to think how long I've had that apple core now. I've had it for a few years. But I've been cooking for over 50 years, so, you know. And this melon peeler works really great. I mean, look at that. That works really great. You definitely want a little scrap bowl handy. So you can see that's one way you can do it. So I'm going to go ahead and do this part. Because once we get to peeling these apples, our hands are going to get real sticky. Yeah. My friend Becky, she makes delicious apple crisp. And you think after all these years I'd get her recipe. I think I have, but she has told me before, but then I never wrote it down. You know, you think you're going to remember, and I don't remember. So this is a good time for me to give her a call and say, Beck, how do you make your apple crisp? Really, those are some of the best recipes, right? Tried and true, friends, relatives. This makes a nice, really fall dessert. And if you don't make it too sweet, you could also have it for breakfast. We've been known to snack on an apple crisp. See, that one was hard. I really had to put my shoulder weight into there. But look how nice. Look how nice that looks. We got most of the core out. Now here we go to the Granny Smith. Now I'm going to peel those, but let's start to peel these. Like I said, I think I've got 8, 9, 10, 11 apples. And I'm going to use this, I think that's a 9 by 13 pan. Or 9 by 11, 8 by 11. Which a lot of people use the square or the smaller rectangle. An 8 by 8 or I think a 9 by, I don't know if it's a 9 by 9 or whatever, but. And if 11's not enough apples, we can always peel a few more. Really depends. Some of these apples are smaller. Oh, where's my big bowl? Oh, let's just set this over here for now. So I'll get to peeling these. We're going to put some lemon juice on the slices so they don't get all brown and they look nice and pretty. Of course, once we put cinnamon, it really darkens up your apple, but at least it's not turning brown from oxidation. So I will peel these, and within the next half an hour, our house is going to smell nice and yummy fall. So, oh, before I cut away for a little bit, who has gotten their first pumpkin spice iced coffee or hot coffee? I see that Starbucks released it the other day. I haven't been out. My husband and I, we like try to wait at least till after Labor Day. I don't know. It's like summer goes so fast. I want to hang on to the summer, and then we're ready to go full-fledged into the fall. So We're peeling, or we're slicing up our apples. Almost there. I got 4 left. I'm going to go back into my video because some of my mic cut off before, so no big deal. Hopefully I caught most of the footage. So when you go to slice these, you just want them about 1/4 of an inch, maybe even a little less. I like them thin, and you want them uniform because you want them to cook all at the same time. That's probably the longest part about apple crisp is I usually have underestimated how long it's going to take for these apples to cook. It can take anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. And we could start it without any aluminum foil, but maybe 40 minutes into it, you have to test out your poke your apples, see how they if they're cooking up nice and tender. So I'll just slice those up. We're going to add a little bit of lemon zest and lemon juice so that they don't brown up. When I make an apple crisp, it reminds me of living in upstate New York and going apple picking in the fall. We didn't do it a lot because there were so many stores that had all the local apples, but for fun, every once in a while, we'll go apple picking. Or another fun thing is when we go to there's a place where you go apple picking and then they have a little store in there and you can get cider donuts, and that was one of our favorite fall things also. I ought to try to do that. Now Washington, we've been in Washington and they're really known for their apples too. They have like a lot of the ones that I haven't seen, like the Pink Lady. They got a ton of Gala apples here. Of course, Red Delicious, but Red Delicious are not a good apple for apple crisp. So we got one left. But since we've been here in Washington, we did go to someone's house that had a bunch of apples on their property, and we picked apples. And we also, I think the apples that we picked, they made a cider, fresh cider there. That was a lot of fun. I think we had like a gallon or two of fresh apple cider. I love apple cider. I love a nice tart, sweet but tart. And there's another place here in Washington. I think it's called Latins, but I'm not sure. I have to look it up. And you can get fresh pressed apple cider there. And they have apple ciders with other fruits in it, like cranberry or raspberry and peach. Oh, they were really good. All right, so we got to try one of these. Nice and sweet. My friends' apples are nice and sweet. So let's take a little bit of zest. Need a microphone. Let's get some zest of the lemon. That will just brighten this up a little bit. Now I squeezed this. This is really mushy because I squeezed it. I rolled it on the counter so it would release a lot of juices. And hopefully, because it kind of smushed down kind of easy. So hopefully this lemon's okay. I do have more if I need it. It's a big bunch of apples, so. Alright, let's chop this in half. It's kind of nice sitting down and doing it. Yeah, the lemon looks good. Lemon looks fine. Yeah. No lemons were hurt in this rolling of a lemon to release the juice. Need about 2 tablespoons. Let's give that a toss. Probably go back to the kitchen counter instead of the table. See, the bottom one's already starting to oxidate a little bit. Let's go ahead and use a little bit more. All right. Okie doke. Let's add the rest of the ingredients. We got the apples, we got the lemons. I'm giving it a good mix. And it smells so good already. All right, so we're going to put a little bit of vanilla. Put a teaspoon of vanilla in there. And then we're going to put about 3/4 a cup of sugar. Now, if you don't like it as sweet, you can put less. There we go. And then we're going to use a 1/4 cup of the brown sugar. I might need a little bit more. We'll see. You know what? Did I say 1/4 cup? Maybe it was supposed to be half, but it feels like it needs to be more. I'm going to put it in. So it's a 1/2 cup of brown sugar in my filling. Because I like to have that nice brown sugar flavor. We're going to use 2 tablespoons of flour. That's so our filling gets a little bit bubbly and thicker. With this many apples, we might even could use 3. Get that nice and coated. And let's see what else. Oh, we got to put our cinnamon. 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. 1. This is a 1/4 teaspoon. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can put some more nutmeg in here too. Looks good so far. It smells good. Let me get my microplane off the table. I'm gonna have to run out to the store and get some vanilla ice cream because I told my husband, making apple crisp tonight. What's apple crisp for dessert without vanilla ice cream? I mean, come on. That would be cruel. All right. And, oh, so a lot of recipes just use some water. Some don't. But I was going to use apple juice. I had cranberry apple juice in the freezer. I looked at it wrong. But we're going to use a 1/4 cup. Or no, is it a 1/4 cup? A little over a 1/4 cup. Just make it nice and juicy. Give it a good stir. Everything's coated. Let's get this in our dish and put our crumb filling on top. Yum! Let's go ahead and use some of that melted butter and grease our pan. You definitely want to use butter for this. All right, so that's done. Got our buttered dish. Let's go ahead and put these apples in here. Oh, this bowl is slippery. They're like, that's a lot of apples. Yes, but it'll cook down. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. We're going to put this on a baking sheet. I'll actually put a little aluminum foil on there so if it bubbles over, we don't have a big mess in the oven, because that would not be fun to clean up. Would I burnt on sugar? No. All right, let me wash my hands. I'm going to take a little bit of that butter that we melted earlier. It's kind of congealed a little bit, but we're going to just take a little and put some little dollops throughout. So we're not wasting that. There we go. All right, from time to time I gotta check, make sure my sound is, because sometimes I've been known to accidentally hit the mic off. So this is really good and cold. And I'm gonna get a little closer just to show you how that looks. And I'm gonna break down this because we want it crumbly. It's good and chilled. Oh. Use my hands a little bit. Just gonna put this over the top. Now, some people like a lot of crisp on there. Some people don't like it. They like just a little. Hopefully we'll have a medium. To tell you, I really like a lot, but because I used a bigger pan, if I used an 8x8, it would totally cover this pan with a lot. But we use this bigger pan. So, if it falls down into the nooks and crannies of the apples, that's perfectly fine. And the kitchen smells really good already, and it's not even in the oven yet. So this is going to be nice. You want some smaller chunks, but you want to have some of those bigger chunks. I think this is nicely coated. What do you think? I'm going to take a picture of that before I get it in the oven. Let's get this beauty in the oven. Put my aluminum foil on here because this might bubble up. I mean, we do have a deep enough dish, maybe not, but we want this nice and bubbly. We're going to check these apples out probably 40 minutes in and make sure they're getting nice and tender. And we will set the timer. We will have some incredible smells coming out of the kitchen. Let's see if we can pull this out of the oven. It's been in here for almost an hour. I checked it at 15 minutes or 40 minutes, and it definitely had to bake more. And I thought I might have to put my aluminum foil. I have to get you a close up of that. You can see it's really bubbling, but my juice isn't all that thick. Just testing out my apples. I think this could go in for about 5 to 7 more minutes. And probably should have used I had an idea to use 3 tablespoons of flour in my filling to mix it up or to thicken it up. It's a little, it's not as thick as I want it, but I think this needs about 5 to 7 minutes. Maybe I will put my aluminum foil on here now. And it didn't boil at all over at all, so that's good. I might just put it in like this. All right, this has been in the oven for a while. Let's take it out. Of course, opening and closing the door, let all the heat out. But yeah, oh, it's good. It smells incredible. This is totally bubbling. It's what we want. Yeah, those are nice and tender. And I'll pan and get a close-up of this, but we're going to let this cool down because I got to run to the store and get vanilla ice cream. And won't take me that long because it's just across the street. So this has been cooling down for a little bit because I ran across the street, got some ice cream, some vanilla bean ice cream, and let's give a little taste. My husband's like, I can't wait. I gotta have some. So I'm gonna try some. But let's see if I can get a little close up. All right, let's dig down in there. Now it's set for a while, and it did thicken up a little bit. The next time I make it, I'm gonna put 3 tablespoons of flour. Because I did use a lot of apples. Oh my gosh, doesn't that look good? The lighting is good. And you can see the apples really did shrink down quite a bit. Let's get some. This one's mine. Just a little taste test. Vanilla ice cream on there. How much you want? A bowl full.
Want some medium.
Medium.
Medium amount.
Take a video close up of that. All right, let's try it. Close up. Now it's not piping hot. I'm trying to think. It's been cooling down for at least an hour. Well, maybe it's more than an hour. Oh, that is fabulous. Mm. Oh my gosh. Look at that. The apples are just like perfect. Mm. The crunchies are nice and crispy. Mm. I forgot the baking powder and baking soda. I'm not missing it. Oh my gosh, that's so That's so good, y'all. Now that's perfect. That is perfect old-fashioned dessert. It never fails to satisfy. If you like this video, do me a favor and hit that like button. Leave me some comments. Let me know if you love apple crisp. What kind of desserts do you like to make with apples? Because I'm going to make a few desserts this fall because my friend told me I'll give you some more apples off my tree. So what kind of apple? I mean, I made a deep dish apple pie last year. So if you haven't gotten that video, go ahead and follow me and you can scroll back. That was last fall, but I thought I'll make a few other apple recipes this year. I'm not sure. I've made an apple cake before. That was delicious. I've made apple pancakes before, so go ahead and scroll through. I'll try to put them up here or something or over here. But anyway, those other apple recipes. But it was a lot of fun doing this. This is so delicious, y'all. The house smells incredible. Getting ready for fall. I'm so excited. So go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, because you'll get to see all my latest videos. We're going to be doing everyday meals. We've got the holidays coming up in the fall, right? We got to celebrate fall with family, friends, and our community. So let's make something good. Let's cook, let's bake, and let's celebrate. Okay? See you next time.